Once we went into development, like once the script was done and it was like, okay, I met with my first producer, David McNiven, and he's like, what do you want to do? And it's like, this is what we want to do. And it came together really, really fast, which is great, for an independent filmmaker, because sometimes you sit there and you go, all right, we're going to go make our movie. And, 5 years later, you're maybe still trying to figure out how to make it. So fortunately, once the script was actually done, that journey was really quick and came together nicely. And I'm really fortunate. I had a great team of people around me to make that happen. Mm-hmm. The writing was all me for most of the journey, so it took a little longer. I was writing it. It first started as a spec deal, which means I was writing a script for a company, for a film company, for development purposes. And during that time, the two brothers sort of came out of that story. Jack and Vincent, I don't know if their names were Jack and Vincent at the time, but something about that relationship stuck with me. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm going to keep a little bit of this and maybe return to it. And I did, and I started to sort of follow their journey. And it kind of came and went with sort of these darker tones and sort of very Shakespearean, Hamlet-esque tragedies of, parental loss at a young age and trying to figure this stuff out. But it was never intended at that time to be like a psychological thriller. There was no cop in the first draft. There was no sort of, maybe one of the brothers is guilty of something. None of that came, early on. A lot of it was just sort of two young men trying to figure out, the meaning of life after such a loss in their childhood.